said unto Moses, Come up unto the Lord, thou and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, 7 elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord, and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice, and said, All the words which the Lord has said we will do. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and builded an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings, and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood, and put it in basins, and half the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant, and read in the audience of the people, and they said, All that the Lord has said we will do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood, and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold the blood of the covenant, which the Lord has made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu, 70 elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel. And there was under his feet, as it were, paved work of sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand. And they saw God, and did eat and drink. And the Lord said unto Moses, Come up to me into the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone, and a law and commandments which I have written, that you may teach them. And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua, and went into the mount of God. And he said unto the elders, Tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. And Moses went into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount, and the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai. The cloud covered it 6 days, and the 7th day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud, and gat him into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. Now the Lord talked to Moses in the bush, and the Lord spake with Moses face to face. As a man speaks to another man, and the Lord gave the words of the covenant unto Moses, and he gave them to the children of Israel, and read them in their ears, and they said that they would be obedient. And he sprinkled the blood on the altar, and put the blood in the basins, and sprinkled the blood on the people. And that is what his covenant was, the words, and then the blood. And when Jesus came, he gave commandments, his commandments. He told his disciples, and he fended off the Pharisees and protected his disciples from the Pharisees, killing them as well. And then he took and offered his own blood, and all the words that he said became the covenant of the Lord.
just like in the Old Testament. He did it in the same way. He spoke the words, and he offered the blood. And the new covenant wasn't with the blood of animals. It was a man that loved the Father, the Lord, God of Israel, laid down his life and offered his own blood as a covenant. And his words, all of his words, will stand at the last day and be the standard of how everything is going to be judged, because he put it in his blood, and the nails in his hands and feet, and the crown of thorns, and the whippings on his back, the beatings that he took from the soldiers, and the mockings and the spittings. Therefore he shall have all authority in heaven and earth, and all glory of the Father. And Jesus said, if you believe not Moses and his writings, how shall you believe my words? So some things to ponder.